A lot of help can help them.
Shannon is fighting to get her baby back.
We consider removal of a child major surgery.
I think that she could be a fine mother.
Between my boyfriend.
But are they ready for love?
How can people tell me what's right for my child?
I want to protect the liberty of Pam.
I love my daughter too much, and I don't want to give up on her.
While many of us are spending this holiday season with family, others are fighting simply for the right to have a family. They are some of the estimated 6 million Americans living with some form of mental retardation, those who today are known as the developmentally disabled. But their struggle for acceptance, dignity, and love has now sparked concern and even fear, as more men and women with mental retardation want not only to work and live on their own, but also to marry and raise children.
Get your diaper changed. Yeah. Whee! All done.
Shannon Costello, a 24-year-old single mother, is like every other parent of a 1-year-old.
Can we go back outside?
The same struggles,
Oh, no. You get splinters.
the same joys.
Plant. I'm just regular people.
In fact, it isn't until you've spent some time with her that you realize Shannon is disabled.
I just say mild mental retarded and officially hearing impaired.
So how are you hearing me?
I'm hearing you because I can hear your voice, but I'm also reading your lips. April, there's that kitty. Yeah.
Shannon's IQ has been measured at 70,
Nobody's perfect. There we go.
the cutoff point for defining mental retardation. There are as many as 1 million parents like Shannon in this country.
Ball?
Does it mean if you're mildly retarded that you can't be a mother?
No. Doesn't mean that I can't be a mother. Shannon!
But that's something Shannon is going to have to prove in a California court of law.
Shannon, it's time to take April.
All right. Bye, we're going bye-bye.
A little over a year ago, Child Protective Services placed her daughter April, who has a normal IQ, in foster care.
See you tomorrow.
Right now, Shannon only gets to see her daughter 2 hours a day.
Bye. Every time she leaves, I just go in my house and I cry. Bye-bye. I wish she never left.
So you're going to fight to get her back?
Yes, I am. I'm going to continue fighting no matter how long it's going to take.
The fight for her daughter began even before April was born.
My mother, she didn't want me to have the baby. I said, I'm capable enough to take care of the child on my own.
When the baby was first born, I didn't think she could do it because she'd never been around brand new babies before.
Carolyn Faulkner, a county aide in Chico, California, has been working with Shannon for 3 years.
And she didn't have the instinct, it seemed, to be able to take care of a newborn. And the child, I felt, was at risk.
Caseworkers assigned to Shannon claim, among other things, that she was unable to feed her baby properly, that she dropped the infant 3 times, and that she seemed overwhelmed by the stress. 2 weeks after Shannon brought April home from the hospital, the county came and took the baby away.
When I saw the sheriff parked outside the door, I went, uh-oh, there's something going on over here. And then they said, well, we're going to have to take your baby away from you. I said, no, you're not. I have every right to keep my baby, and you ain't going to come in my home and take it away.
Just because a child is removed, that's not the end of it. We have
Patricia Krager is the director of the office which oversees Child Protective Services.
When you're taking a look at a case like Shannon Costello or any mentally disabled parent, what is the dilemma you're facing?
It's always whether or not this child's at risk, and trying to make the best decision that you can make. And that's not an easy one at all.
Hi.
To get April back, Shannon has to do what state experts say a mentally retarded person can't do.
Look, April.
Learn how to be a good parent.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
So for the past year, she's been taking parenting classes at the local college.
If you're happy and you know it, touch your nose. I love my daughter too much, and I don't want to give up on her. Oh, all right.
Just use your up arrow key.
She's learning computer skills.
I would like to help her with her homework and everything. All right.
No matter what she does. Even a night out with friends, there's one thing on her mind.
April, I said, how big are you? And she raised her arm up. And saying, that big, Mom. She's so smart kid. Ow.
Do you think you're ready to have April at home 24 hours a day?
Yes, I'm ready to have her back home.
She has a goal in her life. She has a purpose in her life.
Even Carolyn thinks she's ready. What has changed? Why do you now think she could be a good mom?
Because I've seen it, and I've seen what happens through training. I've seen her grow in the last year.
And I'll leave tomorrow.
But getting April back is not going to be easy.
Bye.
Her foster family wants to adopt her.
Let's be honest, once that baby's removed, isn't it a lot harder for the parent to get the baby back?
Yes, that's true. As I mentioned, we consider removal of a child major surgery.
Hello.
Shannon's only hope may be this man.
More moms who are mentally retarded do better than we've ever given them any credit.
Alexander Timchuk of UCLA School of Medicine is a leading expert when it comes to parents with mental retardation.
What's the date on that milk, Shannon?
April 6th.
What's the date today?
Today's March 31st.
He's beginning a 2-day evaluation of Shannon.
Show me the mouse.
If she can convince him she's able to parent,
There he is. Here's the mouse.
she's hoping he'll convince the court.
I am hoping, and Shannon, I'm sure, is hoping as well, that Dr. Timchuk will simply be objective.
Robert Radcliffe is Shannon's legal aid lawyer.
How important is this test?
Well, it's everything at this juncture.
Tell me the 3 words that I had told you before. Has she ever had any trouble with bowel movements? Read it to yourself and do what it says. I'm going to evaluate whether she can read prescription medication.
Ball.
I want to see how positive she is, how warm she is. Babies cry. What does Shannon do?
All right.
I'm going to evaluate whether or not Shannon can maintain a safe environment, whether she comprehends all of the potential dangers that she can place April in.
And Dr. Timchuk does find some of those dangers.
Really? Oh, no.
And an accident creates a new one.
Why did I do that?
Well, let's deal with that, Shannon. You don't have a vacuum cleaner, do you?
No, my vacuum cleaner being fake.
Okay, this is what you should do, is you want to make sure that there's nothing there.
I double checked.
Okay, so that's good. But you do that, you don't take any chances whatsoever, even though you might think that you picked everything up.
All of this pressure is getting to Shannon.
Are you
Okay.
Are you okay? Why don't you and me go outside for a little walk, Shannon, first?
I felt like with the testing with Dr. Timchuk, I felt like I failed because I felt like I not capable enough to take care of my child.
Shannon?
But on the second day of the evaluation, Shannon has a surprise for the doctor.
I moved my couch so that April can't get into the stuff that's there. I put 2 nails in. So
She has made changes to child-proof her apartment.
Fall on her so she can't electrocute herself.
Okay. She had corrected everything that I had pointed out to her.
She can't get into medication or anything.
That shows that she's capable of learning and is willing to learn.
And have a safe flight.
Good to see you. If I don't ever meet
2 weeks later, Dr. Timchuk makes his recommendation.
And I think that she could be a fine mother with training and so on.
Shannon should get a second chance.
Probably in a supported environment where she can.
But only if she has full-time live-in assistance.
Yeah, April.
What's going to happen when April becomes 2 or 3? Is Shannon going to be able to deal with that?
I'd like to see her be given that chance.
And for now, at least, so does Child Protective Services.
Hey, big girl.
They've agreed to go along with Dr. Timchuk's recommendations.
I gotcha.
April is back home again with Shannon full time.
Behold, a legendary holiday feast for four. A plump Colonel's rotisserie gold chicken, 2 large side dishes, and 4 cornbread muffins or biscuits, all only $10.99, only at KFC.
KFC.
KFC. Happy holidays.
Of all the credit cards out there, only one has Smart Rate, now as low as 14.9%, and no annual fee. Discover Card. It's a better deal. It pays to discover. This holiday season, while you're shopping, we'll be dropping $5 million in the Discover Card Big Payback. Now, every time you use your card, you're automatically entered in our $5 million sweepstakes. It pays to discover the card with the big payback.
Question. If your cold pill's so good, how come your symptoms keep coming back? Because your pill doesn't work 24 hours. Introducing Effidac 24, the first cold tablet so effective, just one works 24 hours. Look, Sudafed drops off after 6 hours. Tavist after 12. So your symptoms keep coming back. But just one Effidac gives consistent relief for 24 hours. So your symptoms don't come back. New 24-hour Effidac keeps cold symptoms from coming back.
They say the West was won by a lot of tough cowboys. Of course, that's just half the story. Lady Stetson, the spirit of the West. The power of a woman. The fragrance that captures it all. Lady Stetson. It's how the West was won.
Fruit of the Loom. Comfort that's a joy to give and receive. For extra joy this holiday season, check for in-store rebates that'll save you up to $10 on underwear and socks.
Good tidings of comfort and joy.
Tonight, step into the fun with Bob Costas.
Oh, my God!
Plus, actress Debbie Mazur.
I'm naked.
Oh!
It's good to be home this time of year. There's magic when people we love are near. It's all right here. I'll give to you. It's all right here.
Nothing like ham for the holidays.
This is John Gridley, a first grader in Rohnert Park, California. Standard IQ, about age 7.
Johnny! What? Go on there.
This is Rosemary. She's also about age 7. Mentally, she has an IQ of about 50, and she's John's mother.
What was it about having a child that was attractive to you?
Because I saw other parents had kids.
You saw other parents who had kids?
I wanted to see how it felt.
Watch out for the car.
I felt bad because I wanted one of my own.
Why did you want one?
So I could hug and kiss and say goodnight to them, kiss them on the cheek, fix them nice breakfast or dinner or lunch.
Raising a 7-year-old isn't easy for a single mother.
Come on, Pumpkin.
I know.
Even without a disability.
Who is smarter, do you think, your son or you?
My son.
Is he? Does that bother you?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he's smarter than me.
Can you help him, for instance, with his homework?
Sometimes I could, sometimes I can't.
When you can't help him, how does that make you feel?
Frustrated because I don't know how to read. I feel like I just want to rip his homework. I'm being honest.
What do you tell him?
I just tell him I'm sorry, I can't help him.
What does he say?
He says, please, Mom, come on. Then I cry because I can't help him, and he hugs me when I cry. Give me your hand.
Parenting is more than just homework. Being a mother is getting harder for Rosemary, and she cannot do it alone. Debbie Donaldson is Rosemary's parent-teacher. That's right, parent-teacher. She works for an agency called Family Life Support, and she's helping Rosemary to be a mother.
Hi, Rose.
Hello.
We're here. John is a normal child, and he's doing fairly well in school.
Roughly 90% of the children of retarded parents are born without a mental disability, but they could have developmental problems later in life.
It says, "Dear parents," she needs a lot of help with just basic paperwork and helping to write out checks, paying bills, and those kinds of things. You want to sign that?
Debbie visits Rosemary a few times a week.
Does she know how much money she has?
No.
If she did,
Would she understand?
would she understand, right, would she understand what $200 means?
Probably not.
Good afternoon, Rally shoppers.
Today, Debbie is helping Rosemary do some of the things that mothers do. Food shopping, banking, running a household.
Nowhere. Well, if we go over here, then you can start getting your meat.
For most mothers, this is a chore. To Rose, it's a challenge.
Do you know what foods John needs to stay healthy?
Yes.
What does he need?
He carrots, string beans, corn, potatoes.
What about vegetables like spinach?
Yeah, he eats that.
Yeah. Is that good for him?
Yes.
What about potato chips and...
That's junk.
Are you still taking your medicine?
Off and on.
Debbie helps Rosemary take care of herself.
Have you been taking a little bit of it or none of it?
I only took one today.
What about yesterday?
I didn't take any.
Have a good afternoon, John.
But Debbie's main concern is for John.
I think that John could continue to be a basically well-behaved, compliant child, or he could take advantage of the fact that his mother does have a disability and he could take too much control in the situation.
17-year-old Leon White has tried to take control, and it's caused big problems for his mother.
Sometimes he acts like he's my father, and he would tell me what to do.
Debbie's been helping Leon's mother, Cindy, who is mildly retarded.
I said, no, I'm your mom, and you're my son, and you listen to me, you know.
Does he buy that? Does he do it?
Well, sometimes.
He's pretty hard to handle.
Yeah.
Looks like you're doing better this month.
Today's visit deals with the family budget.
I don't know if you want to see Leon's progress report.
Oh, I'd love to see it.
And Leon's report card, which is not good.
He hasn't been attending history.
He's been kicked out of several schools. His last resort, a school with few classes and fewer rules.
And in math, he needs to attend regularly and stay on task.
The truant officer told me that I had to go to school with him, you know, to make sure that he went to school.
So you went to school, sat in class with him for a week?
Yeah.
Any other mothers do that?
Nope.
Experts in the field have done studies that show children of the retarded are children at risk.
Well, how are they vulnerable?
The home environment could be not particularly safe, and they could have a physical accident, or there could be a problem with neglect, or there could be a problem with abuse.
While there is no evidence of abuse in this household, Debbie is still concerned.
I know that you were having maybe some problems with him using the telephone too much at night.
Well, he don't do that anymore because I keep it unplugged at night.
You keep it unplugged. You keep both of them unplugged? Okay, if you had an emergency in the middle of the night, what would you do?
I don't know what I'm going to do.
The question for me is whether or not the family system can stay intact without even more services than ours being provided for this family.
What does that mean, whether it can stay intact?
Whether or not John can continue to live with his mother until he reaches age 18.
Keeping a family like this together costs taxpayers $17,000 a year.
Would you be as good a mom without Debbie's help?
Yeah, I could be a good mother, yeah.
But is there any reason that people should worry about your children's safety and their health because, pardon me, because of your disability?
No. Because I do what every other mother, would do, feed them, clothe them, put a roof over their head.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this food around this table.
They are basically a happy family. They definitely have struggles, but there is a strong bond between them.
Is your mom like other moms? No? How is she different?
She doesn't spank me.
I think that John is perhaps more protective of his mother than in a regular family situation.
A mother's supposed to be protective.
Right. I feel like she is protective of him as well, but he has probably developed some protective tendencies of her because he knows that she has some disabilities.
I'm proud of my kid. I am a good mom. Even people don't see it, but I see it myself.
Time may be running out, but your choices aren't at the JCPenney Holiday Sale. There's Arizona jeanswear for the family, soft cotton and velour throws, and Stafford fancy dress shirts. You'll find more colors, more sizes, and more styles. At the JCPenney Holiday Sale, we're increasing the volume every day.
Jane Powell for Polident.
I have a fresh solution for denture odor. Minty Double Action Polident. Each double action tablet controls denture odor and cleans even tough stains. Minty Double Action Polident, the fresh solution for denture odor.
Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Look to us for special delivery. Call us. We'll arrange to pick you up at your home, office, or repair shop. That's special delivery. That's Enterprise.
Our immediate priority must be to create jobs.
There will be much riding on these economic proposals.
Dan Rather.
The economy is finally inching upward,
Connie Chung.
but at a frustratingly slow pace.
We'll try to put this all in perspective for you.
The CBS Evening News, team to cover your world. Imagine taking a pill that makes you happy. Millions are doing it and call it a wonder drug. Sound great? Maybe too great. And why would anyone have plastic surgery and invite the public to watch? Ask Orlan.
Most people react to this and say, she's crazy.
An all-new Eye to Eye Thursday.
Just hear those sleigh bells jingling.
He's exciting. He's romantic. He's Harry Connick Jr., and he's celebrating Christmas Eve in style. Bring along your family and friends for a heartwarming holiday music event. Join guests Aaron Neville and Carol Burnett for the all-new Harry Connick Jr. Christmas Eve special Friday.
Okay, Susan, you ready? You know how much you weigh?
Not really.
Does it hurt? Yeah. Okay, bend your arm up.
The one thing you need to know about Nurse Leon Murphy is...
Okay, it's real good, Susan. Jim?
She is a very practical person.
Talking about putting you on a diet.
See a problem? Solve a problem.
Sit in the chair, Scott.
A patient in her Monmouth County, New Jersey health clinic for the mentally retarded...
Scott, you have to get up now. Come on.
...will not see the doctor in the office. Okay.
Well, we can do it in the car. Scott, can you sit up? Can I take your blood pressure out here? Okay, now I'm going to let it down. You're being very good, Scott. Thank you. Thank you.
Leon's clinic solved a problem for the people living in group homes.
You know what you need? 5 cups of this.
Where many of the formerly institutionalized were placed when the movement toward mainstreaming began. It all started 20 years ago with a theory called normalization. Advocate William Testa.
Providing as normal an environment for people with disabilities, people with mental retardation as possible, and hence allowing them the same opportunities that we all have.
But that comes with risks for those entering the mainstream. Advocates will tell you, sure, there will be some victims. It's the principle that counts. That's where Leon parts company. She says in theory that may sound right, but in the real world it simply doesn't work that way. Part of her real world includes Michelle.
I love to eat.
I know.
Cooking, eating.
Michelle, the Murphys' youngest daughter, a cheerful 19-year-old high school student who is also mentally retarded, the result of Down syndrome.
It's supposed to rain today. And guess what else? Thunder, lightning.
Yay.
It's a big day for Michelle, for tonight is the prom.
You excited about tonight?
Mm-hmm. It will be a prom for the mentally retarded, an example of what Leon calls the delicate balance between complete mainstreaming for Michelle and just being careful.
You try to protect them as much as you can, but also let them go. It's a balance, you know, giving her the right to express herself and enjoy life as much as she can, but try to protect her from harm. I can't tell you how many times I've stood on my front porch and watched her go with my heart breaking, and she wants to go.
Leon supports the new theories, but she also feels the consequences of the mainstream.
I'm sure they're picking on her. I can tell someday she comes home and she'll go up in her room and she doesn't want to talk to me, and I can tell she's sad and depressed, but she just needs time to recover, and she just sort of stays there for a while, and then she'll just start again the next day.
Would you count the money out for me, please?
Surely. I know she knows she's different. I've explained about being retarded. I've explained about Down syndrome. 80. She realized how different she is? I don't know. I don't know. She knows things are harder for her, but she will keep plugging away to do it, to get it right.
70, $75 a dollar. Excellent job. You guys did a wonderful job.
Michelle told me a story that she heard someone in the classroom using, in her words, the R word.
Right.
Retarded.
Never in a million years. Never. She's the one that calls us the R word.
How much do you think that hurts when she hears that?
Oh, I think it hurts. I think it's got to cut right to her heart. You know, it has to. It has to.
It's one of the consequences of being included. But there is one consequence that Leon will not accept: sex abuse. How vulnerable do you think Michelle is?
Extremely. Extremely. She wants to be friends with people. She right away likes everybody, and I don't think she understands that people feel differently.
Vulnerable, and at the same time, she's still a physically mature teenage girl with all the interests of a teenage girl. So what's your favorite subject? It's
Boys.
boys. What's your favorite part of coming in here?
The teachers.
Yeah, why?
The good licking.
It is a dangerous mix, as Leon knows.
But what does HABA stand for, Michelle?
Health and beauty aids.
Health and beauty aids. All right. What is she?
Michelle was talking about one of her favorite subjects being boys, and I couldn't help but notice when I was with her at the vocational school what an affectionate person she is. And at one point, she actually started stroking the hand of one of her teachers.
Yes.
Do you think she understands that if she did that to someone else in an unprotected environment, she might be leading them on in some way?
No, I don't think she does. I don't think she realizes, what repercussions it could have.
How do you teach a child that?
I don't know. We don't know. What we're doing here is really innovative.
We're going to talk about the kinds of problems we can have with other people and how to be careful so that other people don't hurt us.
Leon saw the problem and started a program for the mentally retarded to teach them how to protect themselves.
We're going to focus on those kind of problems.
This comes in the wake of the celebrated case not far from here in Glenridge, New Jersey. Some high school boys were convicted of sexually abusing a mentally retarded teenage girl, mainstreamed in the high school, abused with a broomstick and a baseball bat. But advocates are concerned about the future of mainstreaming as a result of Glenridge.
One unfortunate situation can't justify compromising 20 years of progress in the movement.
In fact, the movement is willing to accept the notion that there may be victims. It's based on a principle that William Testa calls the dignity of risk.
That idea involves the fact that all of us must take certain risks in order to grow. And there's a dignity that accompanies that risk. We can't overprotect because we're worried about the potential for a crime.
So next Wednesday, we'll meet again.
Yes. But Leon is worried. She's aware of just how often the mentally retarded are subject to sex abuse. Just listen to this group. You will understand why we've concealed their identities.
My brother's friend, he raped me. I said, Ma, this guy is raping me. You better do something about him.
Yeah, I went through the same thing with my father.
You did. Somebody approaches you and they're saying that they want to have sex with you. a stranger is coming up to you, or they're
one time. And she was a stranger. She told me her name was and she told me to pull down my zipper and stick out this.
I'm separated by my father.
So it's even a worse problem when the person is somebody you know, right?
What is your assessment of what went on today?
I think it says a lot about this population, that how vulnerable they are and how much they need to learn. So they're easily preyed upon by people in the community.
And does that make the abusers even more anxious to
seek these out? Yes, and these latest statistics say that 90% of all women who are developmentally disabled will be sexually abused in their lifetime.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah.
We go right through here.
When Michelle got home, we asked her, what would you do if someone approached you for sex?
Hunt just lights out.
Okay, big smiles, thank you. Okay.
Prom time.
This is gonna be romantic tonight. Dance the night away.
To this day, what is it that you worry about most when it comes to Michelle's welfare?
The future. The future when, where's she going to live? What is she going to do?
What is the greatest joy she brings you?
She sees good in such little things. If the sun is out, it makes her day. If it's raining, it makes her day. It doesn't really matter what it is. She's just so happy that it's a new day.
Still ahead on 48 Hours.
You get in there, try to straighten up the chairs and put them all right next to the tables and everything, okay?
One family split by a dark secret.
Did you know it was wrong?
Nope.
And
What's me and my boyfriend? We have addressed every avenue we possibly could.
another family considers the final solution for their daughter, sterilization.
This is not a punishment, Pam.
Annual camping trip. I'm on the phone calling all the guys.
When he gets to me, he says,
"Sorry, pal. You're bunking with Rick."
"No way."
Rick? The human jackhammer? So yes.
Why do we take Rick on these trips?
Say, hey, he's your friend.
I say he's your cousin.
True friends deserve AT&T True Rewards. Introducing the only program that gives you points for frequent flyer miles and free AT&T minutes.
Your true voice.
Why should Pam and our family have to go through this?
48 Hours will continue. This is CBS.
Swanson Broth asks, which do you think tastes better? Rice cooked in water or rice cooked with Swanson broth? Swanson broth. It simply makes food taste better.
It's the time of year when I find my thoughts turn again for home. To see again the ones I love. I've been away too long. And yes, this holiday I know just where to go. It's so nice to come home. It's so nice to come home. Home again for the holidays, my favorite time of year. Yes, it's so nice to come home. And when I'm once again with the ones that I love, their smiles remind me that it's so nice to come home. Home again for the holidays, my favorite time of year. Yes, it's so nice to come home.
Welcome home from Fred Meyer.
Make this a Christmas she'll never forget. Diamonds from Diamond Touch.
Tonight on Newsbeat at 11.
What did Michael Jackson have to say about the allegations leveled against him? He spoke to the media about it for the first time today. Plus, you need a last-minute Christmas present? We'll talk to some who say this isn't always the best gift to spring on someone.
Then nobody follows the news like Dave.
Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Naked Anchormen.
Newsbeat at 11, followed by Late Show with David Letterman.
Exciting, Dave. Oh, you kids!
Tonight on KIMA. Re-enlist for MASH, weeknights at 6:30.
Our daughter was born with permanent brain damage, and she has the mentality of about a 10-year-old. That's okay. You get it next time.
Liz and Jack Cooper are Pam Cooper's biggest fans.
All right.
There's the weekly San Jose Bowling League.
Get him all down, Pam.
Sometimes I want to cry. When she gets a strike, I just get so happy I can't even see straight.
They are trying to be good parents.
Wow, all right.
But they want to do something to their 21-year-old daughter that some people consider barbaric. They want Pam sterilized.
I think this is the only way to go. It's simple procedure. It's done quickly, and it's over with. Pam is never going to be able to have a child, and that hurts me. But yet, I know that it's in her best interest to do this.
For decades, even our nation's highest court accepted sterilization for mentally retarded women. In a 1927 decision, Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes said, quote, 3 generations of imbeciles are enough. There were an estimated 60,000 sterilizations. There were abuses. So many abuses, the laws have been changed.
The law presumes, because of Pam's unique status, that she opposes the sterilization.
Mallory Street is the public defender appointed to Pam.
Have you asked Pam Cooper if she wants sterilization?
Yes, I have.
What'd she say?
I can't disclose that. That's a client confidence.
Her mother says she's also asked Pam.
And what does she say?
She would rather have this and get it over with because she does not want to have children. She has said so.
It's about to get nasty. Under California law, the court, in effect, must instigate a battle pitting Pam against her parents.
Why should these parents, who are the guardians of Pam, have to go through this process?
These developmentally disabled people have rights, and sometimes these rights will interfere with what the parents feel are in the best interest of Pam. Specifically, we're dealing with the right to procreate.
How can people tell me what's right for my child?
Pam Cooper has been diagnosed as being moderately retarded.
My mom helped me decorate the poster.
She's a junior in high school and attends special ed classes.
Focus in on what you're doing. What's tomorrow?
Tuesday.
What, do you capitalize T?
Yeah.
Pam has been able to learn enough to have a part-time job, but with constant supervision.
You can like a sandwich?
And for the last 4 years, she's had a boyfriend.
Who's this? That's me, my boyfriend.
Uh-huh. What's his name?
Scott.
Scott?
I have seen her interact with her boyfriend. It doesn't take someone too intelligent to see what's coming next.
Tell me what you've done so far to try to protect her in this area.
I don't let her out of my sight. Where's your name tag?
The Coopers believe they must take away one basic right, to have children, in order to give Pam another right, privacy with her boyfriend.
What's that?
I have told her that sex is inappropriate until marriage. She can say, oh yes, sure Mom, that's fine, but it's not, I can't be assured that it's not going to happen.
And they don't think Pam is capable of using birth control.
I would love to be able to have her take some sort of birth control and let her loose. But I know that it's not going to happen. We have addressed every avenue we possibly could.
I'm teaching her how to put her hair in a ponytail.
They've ruled out condoms, diaphragms, and the pill.
If she forgets and doesn't take the birth control pills regularly, it could cause dangerous bleeding and also unwanted pregnancy.
Ow. What about Norplant, a device placed under the skin?
She scratches at all her sores.
Thank you. I need the rest of the cards.
And if she were to get pregnant,
It would be like an 8-year-old child being pregnant and having and going through it without the understanding of knowing what she's going through.
It's quite unlikely that they'll prevail in their petition for the sterilization.
To hear you, I get the feeling that you've concluded that what the Coopers are doing is nothing much more than a convenience for them. Is that correct?
Well, that's part of my concern about what's being advocated. Their goal is to have her socialized to the extent that they don't have to be home and watching her.
I have turned this over and over and over in my mind. If there was any other way that I could do this and let Pam have children and let her raise them, I would, because I would like nothing better than to have grandchildren by all my kids.
Take one. See what you get.
But don't you ever stop and say, I'm also worried about what I'm doing because it's so final?
No, not at all, ever.
No?
I've raised this child for 21 years. I know what she's capable of.
How's Pam holding up, do you think, during these proceedings?
but under the law, it's a judge who will make that decision.
You know, sometimes I keep saying, for what? For what? Why should Pam and our family have to go through this and go to court when we have her best interests at heart?
The Coopers go to court and the judge's decision later in our 48 hours.
Is someone special expecting something special from you? Don't disappoint them. Send it express mail. Overnight delivery starting at just $9.95. Even on Christmas Day. Express mail from your post office.
We deliver for you.
Imagine a wonder drug that could help reduce minor arthritis pain so the Panthers wouldn't lose their star shortstop. One that could relieve headaches so more guys could come out to play. A drug that studies show reduces the risk of second heart attacks. Imagine a drug that holds answers to all these ailments so families could gather for years to come. A wonder drug? Yes. It's Bayer Aspirin. The wonder drug that works wonders.
What's in the bag? Lunch. Quarter pound of cheese, fries. Kick you for it. First one that misses. I know. Watches the winner eat. Barefoot. Helmet on backwards. Split the uprights. Through the tunnel. Hook it. Off the stone guy. Split the uprights.
These guys are good.
Off the freeway. Through the tunnel. Off the scoreboard. Split the uprights.
Her beauty and artistry captured the hearts of the world as she skated to third place in the '92 Olympics. But a disappointing season has left her confidence shaken as she prepares for Lillehammer.
When I stay at my aunt's, she tells me stories with shadows. I love her. Sometimes I pretend I fly in her hands. We float above her house. It's covered with snow and very, very cold. I want to give her a present, something warm.
Isotoner's unique fit surrounds the hand in warmth to protect what you cherish.
Nancy Kerrigan won bronze in Albertville as her legally blind mother watched on a special screen. But after a devastating fifth-place finish at the World Championships, can Kerrigan medal in '94? The Olympic Winter Games returning to CBS.
This Olympic moment sponsored by Isotoner. Protect what you cherish.
That's my brother Jimmy, that's me, and that's my brother Bobby. And Bobby and Jimmy were always real close because they were both misfits.
Bill Costa's brothers, Bobby and Jimmy, have a condition called Fragile X syndrome.
They were slower than most kids.
It's an inherited form of mental retardation.
They got ridiculed, they were teased, they were outcast.
They also share one other thing. They're both child molesters, and among their victims, Bill and Tina Costa's children.
Jimmy's thing is to get over and do what he wants, and what he wants to do is molest kids.
He doesn't care what he did. He's even come right out to our face and said if he had the chance to do it again, he'd do it, and he doesn't care what the consequences are.
For Jimmy, the consequences were 3 years behind bars after Bill and Tina pressed charges against him. Do you go see him?
Hell
no.
I wouldn't walk across the street to see Jimmy.
Today, he's back in jail for molesting another child.
That's where Jimmy belongs. Jimmy belongs incarcerated. He belongs someplace where he's watched 24 hours a day with a big fence around it and electric gates, and so he can't get out. That's where Jimmy belongs. It's not where Bobby belongs. Bobby belongs where people love him.
And where is Bobby today?
Here you go, Bob. You're clocked in. Clean the outside, please.
Part of the time, he's here, working at the restaurant that Bill manages.
I have a problem with little kids, with sexuality, I guess you call it.
How many kids do you think you molested?
I'll say about 10.
10?
Yes.
10 kids. How young?
In diapers, maybe 1 or 2 years old.
Now, when you say you molested them, is it too embarrassing for you to tell me what you did?
No, I touched their private parts.
I need a bucket of ice too, Bob, please.
It usually happened while Bobby was babysitting his sisters and brothers' children. He was first caught by his sister.
When the husband got really mad at me and told me that we're not going to press charges against you, Bobby, but they were really upset.
And how did you feel then?
About 2 inches small.
When you get in there, try to straighten up the chairs and put them all right next to the tables and everything, okay? Okay, thanks. Bobby's a real asset to me, and I love him, you know, he's my brother, and he really helped. He really helped.
Jimmy, your brother, molests your kids. You end up putting him in jail, basically.
Prison for 3 years, yeah.
How do you basically forgive one, Bobby, and imprison the other?
To me, it's simple. It's a matter of conscience. Bobby has one, Jimmy doesn't. Bobby wants to work on his problem. Bobby is constantly working on his problem.
When Bob got into trouble, his family decided it wasn't that he couldn't follow the rules. It was more that no one had ever told him what the rules were. Somebody had to teach him.
I had brought some pictures that we had looked at earlier to sort of review some rules about touching.
Once a week, Bobby meets with others who have gotten into trouble for their sexual behavior to learn the do's and don'ts.
What's the difference?
He's grabbing her, and maybe she don't like to be grabbed.
Well, how do you know maybe she doesn't like it?
Because he didn't ask.
Lynn Mucci-Grosso is one of the leaders of the group.
Yeah, look at her face. Isn't that an important way to find out whether somebody likes it or not? To be all people are sexual. And a lot of people in this world don't recognize that people with disabilities are sexual. And so they're not being provided with education and assistance.
I don't let my nieces and nephews sit on Uncle Bobby's lap because that's a no-no.
So we look at behavior and consequences. And some of these guys have gotten into trouble absolutely not knowing that what they were doing was not okay.
I get in trouble. People have gone out and have sex, you know, with each other. I guess I felt that why couldn't I? But I just picked I picked kids, and now I know it's wrong. It's just not right.
But at first, when you were doing it, did you know it was wrong?
Nope.
You never knew?
Nope. Nobody ever told me.
You took steps to take care of yourself so you don't put yourself in a risky situation.
Yep.
That's great, Bob.
Eric Zigman and psychologist David Nolly are also group leaders.
We've tried to give them rules that they can go right out this door and implement.
So that's 3. Private, permission, over 18. What's the other one? There's one more. Bobby's got it.
Condom.
Protection.
If people's social and sexual needs aren't met, If their quality of life isn't good, if their self-esteem isn't high, they won't be successful in whatever activity they do during the day.
That's why we meet, isn't it? Because we're all really sure that it's not the right thing to do.
They've been meeting as a group for over 2 years. But is it working?
There haven't been any more offenses. They have not re-offended.
Hey, I don't want to molest them. I don't want to play sex with them.
We're offering is an opportunity for them to take on some skills that will keep them from reoffending in the future.
Before, my life was this miserable.
Are you afraid of those kids?
Yes. Now, afraid, yes, I am. Yes, one slip, and I fall back 5 or 6 years, and all the work that I've done, all the work is for nothing. That's what I'm scared of.
Good evening. Coming up tonight on Newsbeat at 11, a big shakeup today at the Bureau of Reclamation office. We'll fill you in. And the upcoming irrigation season could be in trouble. The story on the snowpack coming up.
In sports, the Sun Kings looking to make it 2 in a row, and the Iton Davis girls going at it.
And if you could go anywhere this Christmas to find a white Christmas, we'll tell you where you can head away from the Yakima Valley to find it.
From Academy Award winner Oliver Stone comes the third film in an extraordinary trilogy, Heaven and Earth. Larry King of CNN calls it magnificent, spellbinding. It lifts the human spirit. It soars. This is truly a great film. Tommy Lee Jones, Joan Chen, Han Noor, and introducing Hep-T. Lee, Heaven and Earth. Rated R. Starts December 25th. Select cities. Check local listings.
It's not too late to collect your favorite Christmas ornaments at JCPenney. During the holiday jewelry sale, we've trimmed our prices 20 to 60%. Save on these elegant diamond tennis bracelets and half-carat diamond studded earrings, as well as our shimmering 14-karat gold and Seiko wristwatches. So hurry into the JCPenney holiday jewelry sale because these decorations won't be hanging around much longer.
There's a little fun in every bottle of Tots Blanc de Noir. Open up your senses to an incredible new taste in champagne. Tots Blanc de Noir. Alive. Unexpected. Different. Join in. There's a little fun in every bottle. Taste it in Tots Blanc de Noir.
Remove this stuff first. Okay, there you go.
Today is Judgment Day in the case of Pam Cooper.
How's Pam holding up, do you think, during these proceedings?
She doesn't like it. She thinks it's boring, and she doesn't understand what's going on.
Yeah.
After 2 days of testimony, the court will decide whether to allow the Coopers to sterilize their daughter.
My role and my job is to protect Pam.
Public defender Mallory Street is trying to stop the Coopers.
The sterilization has been abused. It has been misused historically, and my role is to make sure that that doesn't happen again.
We're just not out of the blue. We're going to sterilize Pam. This is not a punishment to Pam.
Well, what are you going to do this summer, do you know?
Pam.
The Coopers' lawyer, Alan Fleischman, says it's been an agonizing choice for the family.
What you're weighing is the hypothetical that she could someday successfully raise children against the reality that she's being denied her sexual freedom and her right to privacy by not being sterilized.
There hasn't been a state-approved sterilization in California since 1969. Consequently, some parents simply take their children's lives and the law into their own hands.
A lot of them are taking their kids outside the state. They're trying to find jurisdictions with more sympathetic doctors, and in some cases, they're going in with a wink and a nod to a doctor locally, and the surgery is performed.
The Coopers don't want to go underground.
I'm hoping they're going to give a decision in our favor so we can go home happy.
I now will give my decision and explain the reasons why I have reached the decision that I do. In reviewing the evidence and considering the factors of Section 1958, I deny the petition for authorization to consent to sterilization of Pamela Cooper.
The judge has decided the Coopers haven't tried hard enough to teach their daughter about sex.
Education is so important here. We have not exhausted the available avenues of education. Pam deserves a different opportunity from what she's been given so far. We need to explore these very carefully before we make a decision for another person so serious as this.
How can they make those decisions when they don't even know her? That's what really gets me. The people who make these decisions don't have children with developmental disabilities. The law is so stringent, I don't feel that the law is fair. The law needs to be changed.
Legally, Pam Cooper has won something, the right to have a child. Her mother thinks she has lost something too.
Pam will not get any freedom at all. She will not be able to grow and become the best person that she could in the community. I will put her through the education classes and see what happens, but I still hold her on a short leash.
The experts we spoke with say helping the developmentally disabled live on their own means they aren't really on their own at all. Shannon Costello has moved into an apartment to begin her new life with her daughter April, but Shannon will continue to need attention, counseling, and supervision, and all that comes with a price. How much? Just providing group homes nationwide is costing an estimated $11 billion a year. I'm Dan Rather, and that's 48 Hours. Coming up next, your late local news. But right now, here's a look ahead to our next report 2 weeks from tonight.
I'm probably most famous for using the word bitch.
I'm a fagula. Politically correct.
That was the phrase that got me in trouble. Too many homosexual unions.
The word schwanzer is not offensive at any time.
It's a war of words.
That's how I know it's offensive.
We're dealing with issues of racism, of equality.
Is it sensitivity?
I think it's a witch hunt. I really do.
Or censorship?
Once a nigga, always a nigga.
That's the worst.
It's poetry.
In 2 weeks.
Get in on the fun with Dave and his guests, Bob Costas, Debbie Mazur, the singing of Toni Braxton, and a whole lot more on tonight's Late Show with David Letterman. This is Mark McEwen. Thanks for making CBS America's most watched network. Now, get ready for your local news.
Transcript of this program, send $5 to 48 Hours Transcripts, Box 7, Livingston, New Jersey, 07039. And to order a VHS cassette of tonight's broadcast, call 1-800-338-4847.
Experience CBS News.
Is the man she loves faxing her death threats?
Somebody's setting me up.
Or is it someone she'd never suspect? It's time to believe in second chances. Thursday.
This is CBS.
Love this place! It's the new Burger King Everyday Value Menu, featuring the great-tasting flame-broiled Whopper with fries and a drink for only $2.99. Just one of many Burger King favorites at new, lower, everyday prices.
We're having it our way.
Check your Burger King for their everyday low prices and try the delicious Big Original Chicken Sandwich with golden fries and a drink for only $2.99. Value every day. Have it your way.
Come on in and check out the Everyday Value Menu for yourself.
We talk shop here on KIMA television. What's shop talk about? We still don't know. Each weekday morning, during the morning news, which I've forgotten the name of. This morning, CBS this morning. Yeah, right. During CBS Good Morning News, Shop Talk is sort of as dumb as this promo. I'll fix it this time. I know how to do it. Shop Talk. I hope you'll join me. We're on at 7:25 in the morning. Okay? No, I can't. Honest to God.
Good morning, America. Hey, kids. What do you want to be when you grow up?
I'm gonna be a play dog when I grow up. I'm gonna be a fire dog. I want to be a hunting dog. Well, I'm gonna be a champion greyhound.
Most puppies are bred to perform specific functions. Before you buy a dog, make sure you and your dog can function together. A message from the American Kennel Club.
Could I be a hot dog?
It's about time someone offered teenagers great fun on New Year's Eve. Come join in Midnight Live 94. This free party is for all middle school and high school students. Just show your ASB card. Dance the old year away and enter the new year with your friends at Midnight Live 94, a drug and alcohol-free celebration. Bring in the new year right.
This is KIMA.
This is KIMA,